Hi, Cancer. All right, welcome to this space. If you're new to this space, it is called Opal Oracle, and my name is Raaji. Very nice to meet you. If you're returning, well, welcome back. Thank you for being here, sweet Cancer. All right. What do I want to mention first? I feel like your voice is very powerful in this time, Cancer. What you believe is really strong. And so I guess recognize your power in this time, right? You hold a lot of power. Don't you forget. Don't you forget that. It's a different power than all the other signs too, you know? It's a different kind of power. Maybe that's why it's hard to wield it. Or it used to be hard to wield it. Maybe sometimes why it's hard to wield it in your own way, because, well, I guess what is power? That might be a question for you to answer at this time. Like, what is power to you? What is a powerful person to you? Or, it's so chilly, I can feel like my nose is cold. Hold on. It's supposed to be spring. I'm waiting for summer. Okay. So, Cancer. Before we open your cards too, if you know your astrological map, I feel like third house and wherever Scorpio is are things that you're working on, okay? Yeah, let's open your cards, Cancer. Wow. Who else had that card? Taurus and Aquarius, maybe? Taurus and Aquarius. This year feels a little slower than last year, right? Did you see that bird zip by? Or maybe what the energy is so your energy is directed, is dominated, if you will, and kind of directed via Aries energy. So again, if you know that or people in your life, this is influential, okay? But in a simple sense, what this is saying is how you feel about who you are. Well, I heard helps a whole heapin' bunch. It helps it's a whole second helping heaping of helpfulness when you feel good about who you are. Alright, we'll take that. I like that energy. That was strong and sassy and soft all at the same time. We'll take it. You're allowed. I heard you're allowed to let it out now and again. Okay, Cancer. Let's see here. Okay. If you have a financial concern for some reason, this is like something about this, then make sure yours is in order. Do your budget. What do you need this week? What do you need this month? What do you need quarterly? Right, seasonally is what this represents. And what are you saving your money for? Because I see there's a lot of hard work here, right? A lot of hard work. So I guess what's the purpose? This is sort of a question for you. What's the purpose behind your work, or what you're working on for you? What does it mean to you? The purpose of it. I heard, does it have an expectation? And then I heard wishes are like dishes. Somebody else got that a long time ago, a while ago. Wishes are like dishes. What does that mean? Let me sit with that for a second. I feel like my eyes stuck. It's the weirdest feeling. Wishes are like dishes. Well, I guess you can fill a sink up pretty quick of dishes, right? So you can probably fill something up really fast with wishes. So what are you wishing for? I heard there's a place for everything. Okay. Okay, so emotionally, energetically, you've been doing some really good self-mastery here, Cancer. Whoever's here, good job. Because Cancer energy can be sad when it's not nurtured enough, right? Wherever Cancer sits in someone's map, that house needs extra nurturing. Either to go there from you or to come from there, but either way, it all starts with you. And I feel like you do have some really positive, good relationships in your life. I heard there's 3 circles of, you know how they have like the overlapping circles, but there were 3. So I heard, where is the overlap in... Where is the overlap? And then I did just see a child like getting a spanking over someone's lap. That's another. I guess how do you punish yourself, Cancer? Okay. I feel like there's a light that's becoming brighter. But it's also making it a little bit hard to see. So this is some sort of question to, okay, if you know that you've been doing a good job, right? Then you don't have to worry. I heard, or hurry, because you'll already be on your way. Alrighty then. I do feel like you're solid and stable right now, but there could be something in your heart that is that you're working on, right? Maybe some sort of courage, or some sort of well, I heard home is where the heart is, But your home literally is also very important. You rule that in a kind of way. Home. But then we have to go into your neighbor. Leo reminds you, right, that home is where the heart is. So I heard, how do we combine these two things? I heard, how do you make it happen? How do you make it happen? And then I heard that cooperation makes it happen. Cooperation, working together, right? And I heard you having a good old conversation. Make sure you get a big old smile on your face when you're having them. I heard, be proud of the teeth that you have. Interesting. Oh, I see. This is where we read the book. So teeth are ruled by Saturn, right? Saturn also rules the joints in the body, any stiffness that we have. When we get arthritis, this is time in the joints, right? Just a second. Oh, is this what I'm supposed to read you? Okay, here we go. This is particularly talking about the sun in aspect to Saturn, but I feel like the message will apply. It says, the individual often deals with life by pitting himself against it, because he usually finds at a fairly early age that those things that are of value to him must be worked for. No matter how extroverted or apparently carefree a personality the individual possesses, there is usually a quality of controlled and disciplined energy about these people. There is a careful deliberation and concern for a self-protection, which suggests that these people feel they must guard themselves against life so that life does not deal them a blow which can flatten them. This person is more often acutely aware of responsibility than other people, perhaps more so than is healthy for their self-expression. But it is often the case with him that he has never really had the chance to be a child, and so he has never learned that naive trust in the life's bounty which permits relaxation of effort. The individual must make something of his life and find his identity by the efforts of his own hands and brain. And I guess when doing so, the individual can actually frequently become quite successful, although this success is rarely achieved before Saturn has completed his return, which is late 20s, and then I also find 35 till about 35 in there. And then I look down at necessary practical experience, right? That must be acquired. So, because the early environment does make a big difference. But this could be anything. This could be when you start an art project, or when you start dating someone, or you meet a friend, or you purchase whatever. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of something, childhood, the beginning of something makes a significant difference. Just a minute. Alright, let's read the cards. Let's move back into the cards for a second. So, Cancer. I feel like work is good. You could have a few questions or concerns about it. So if so, think to the future. Like how do you see what you're working on and what that will, right? What did that say? You know, there's something about you that knows that things it takes hard work. So what are you working towards? Why are you working towards it? Do you continue to feel confident in your heart? Yes, please. Yes, please. Right? Continue to feel confident in your heart about it, and also know that home is where the heart is, and wherever you are and whatever you're creating with is, well, I heard you have, again, you hold a lot of power in your hand. Especially in what you choose to say yes and no to. This includes feelings. And then I saw someone addressing an envelope, and it was sent to a person, and then someone wrote return to sender on the envelope. So I heard if there's any conflicts that you've, like an undercurrent of a conflict with someone that's already been addressed or discussed, I don't feel that that situation is going to change in any kind of way, at least at this time frame. And so I want you to feel stable and where you are, and understand that I heard there is no stagnancy in life. You determine the pace. And remember, we talked about that, was it last month or the month before, where I drew the diagram of how the crab moves, right? The Ascendant reading on Patreon will also help that too. Those are going up this month. There's more extension into that. So remember, I heard please have faith in where you are going. Yes, there will be changes. Yes, there are things that you don't even know are in front of you, and that's totally okay. That's kind of the thing, is like there are some things you don't know, and it's sort of like you have to trust that, right? Trust where you're going. Yes, trust where you're going, and go there because whatever you relinquished in yourself from, right? You obviously did some sort of great healing, Cancer. Your cards are very positive. For years, they were it was dark. Sometimes Cancer is the darkest constellation. You hold a lot of, I heard, the emotion of the world. And so you have to remember what is yours and what is not, and what you can do and what you cannot. Right? And I heard that Supertramp lyric. It's like, some they will and some they won't, and some you just can't tell. Some they do, and some they don't, and some it's just as well. I just get it was all tingles like this. I'll link that song. I friggin' love Supertramp. Some that do, and some that don't, and some you just can't tell. And some that will, and some that won't, and some it's just as well. I'm not a good singer, but it's fun. Supertramp. Some they do, right? Who are they? Who are those ones that well, you can trust. But I know once you're vulnerable, the vulnerability, once the Cancerian water energy shows their vulnerability, maybe this is humans in general, but I feel like the water's strong. It's like once vulnerability is shown, sometimes it can be scary to, obviously you trust enough to share that, right? But then it's like once it's shared, it's almost like it's raw, and then you recoil sometimes. So just remind yourself that the only person that's really judging you is you. Do you know what I mean? And I heard you don't need to be so harsh on yourself all the time. Or when you do, like, there's a time and a place for guilt. You know, it helps. It helps us not make mistakes again. You know, it helps us to process information, repressed emotions, things like that. But because you are a Cancer sun, sun is the heart, you represent home, your body is your home. You have to make sure that you are nurturing yourself enough. And yes, self-respect, right? Because your mama and your daddy and your lover and your brother and your sister and whoever, they may not give it to you. You know what I mean? And actually, once you get to this stage of knowing how to give it to yourself, you'll have more people around you that'll give it to you, right? Will reflect it back to you, that emotional maturity. And I do see... well, I heard, just remember, not everything's meant to stay the same. You know what I mean? The opposite of you is Saturn, which makes it want to, you know, situations to never change, but they have to change, at least tweak, like, you know, I heard the clocks on the hands always go round, right? And that's actually what shows a really healthy relationship, is when, you know, all involved are growing in their own ways, and, you know, and at times we challenge one another. That's an important thing. You know what I mean? Like, someone's got a really strong opinion. I mean, not to, it's just kind of like, well, actually, I find this about Cancer energy most of the time, the friends that I've had anyway, when I've worked with, it's like, there's a pretty sweet openness there, you know, in ways of, like, especially intellectual, you know, you, like Aquarius, can really have a conversation about lots of different topics, you know, different kinds of people. You don't judge people like that usually. So, well, I heard maybe you need to give yourself a little bit of credit for what you have been doing. And then I also see, please challenge yourself in to look ahead. I heard with more confidence, you know. Oh, you just inspired me. Can I write something down? I figured out something astrologically. Thank you, Cancer. Just a minute. Well, I'll share it with you, I guess. Maybe you can think about it too. All the zodiac, right? Zodiac means wheel of animals. They all have eyes, right? And so therefore they all see differently. There's an order to it. You know what I mean? Because what comes before you are children, and they're very present, right? Wherever they are is where they are. There's a certain boundary, and then we get into the crab and so on. So you're going from crab to lion, right? They have amazing sight, you know? And great confidence. Good. Yes. I would also suggest during this time, Taurus and Virgo will probably be of service to you. Taurus is what comes before you, so they're kind of the stronger link, if you will. Okay. Please be excited for what you have achieved. Be excited for what you will be achieving. And wherever it is in your plans, it feels like something that needs to be addressed, or again, you have concerns, please express those. Address those. And I heard everything will be fine. Okay. And something about, like I saw a due date. And then I saw two people hanging out, and it was like a to-do date. Maybe you need to take yourself out on a date. Yeah, that might be cool, right? Take yourself out on a date. Yes, take yourself out on a date, please. Get dressed up. Feel good. Put your best threads on and take yourself out for a date. You can just walk wherever you want to go. Okay? What do you think about the company? I love you, Cancer. Thank you, any of you who are still here. I do appreciate you so dearly. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the deep conversations. Thank you for being inspiring. Thank you for wanting to learn and grow, you know? Wherever that is, it's really a blessing. And if you have any questions when it comes to other people, like the way you feel about that, I want you to know that you already know how you feel, and or you know how they feel. So I heard be cool with that. Take care. Peace.